Hey everybody, what's up? It's Soul aka SoulEnderX here, back again, once again, in the location of a lifetime, I guess. Anyway, today this almost continuing my second week of constant uploads. It feels really weird, constantly uploading stuff. Anyway, I just thought I would kind of just sit here and just talk to you guys. I guess the number one thing I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about was that this previous Sunday, I went to Gex Con in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is kind of a just small, like very small convention. Nothing like on the realms of like Anime Expo or RTX or MagFest or, all that kind of stuff. This is more one of the more smaller conventions. And yeah, I went there and I had a panel. We had our second Knights of the Geek table panel. That was pretty interesting, you could say. Yeah, interesting. I mean, well, I'll get to that, whole aspect. So, I guess we'll just talk about the beginning of Gex Con. I arrived there probably around 11. Came in, they opened at 10, got my badge, and I pretty much just went to walk through the initial floor, and the place was huge. It was bigger than I thought it was going to be. Had a lot of setup for like computers and free to play, and they had a lot of like televisions to like live stream competitions and whatnot, which yeah, they had a couple of competitions. I'll get to that. But they had that. They had like a little off section where there was like a main stage where I guess they were doing like, because they were doing a CSGO 5K competition. So I obviously didn't sign up for that. So they had that. And then kind of to the back was kind of just like their little food eating center, where you could play a little bit of tabletopping games. There's a couple people running some D&D sessions, but from what I've heard, those filled up like that. And then past that was their small exhibitors. So kind of not like a very small selection. A couple of people there, a couple of artists, Atlantic Comics in Norfolk, Virginia. Couple people selling some, because it used to be a league con and esports, selling some of that stuff. But yeah, all in all, pretty much you could do an entire walk through the entire place in like 10 minutes. Like if you didn't really come for like the free to play, or they had some arcade cabinets, which I'm gonna be honest, half of them did not work. So if you really weren't there, it really wasn't much. When I got there at 11, it really wasn't that busy. But our panel was at 2. And by the time that, John and Jimmy had arrived at like 12, and we had met Real Kit Kitty and my friend Charlotte, the time we kind of got there, it was the time like they all got there, and it was like 1 o'clock. The place started to fill up exponentially. So yeah, we were all kind of just hanging out there until 2. I decided to go check out some VR because they're doing a VR room. I played Job Simulator. That was really interesting. That was probably one of the best moments there, was when I got to actually sit down and play Job Simulator, which all resulted in me, for the 15-minute trial there was, of just picking up stuff and just throwing it at the robots, because I can. So that was interesting. But actually, back to the con. They all went back there, and our panel was at 2, and then Charlotte and Real Kit Kitty did a panel at 3. Was part of that. The panels were okay. We got to meet some people, make some, we tried to make some contacts, meet a little bit. We just kind of really talked about superhero. The Knights of Geek table was just talking about superheroes, which we did this before the rebranding, so we hadn't really, done a lot of that. But And then we did Charlotte's panel, which was kind of how to get onto YouTube, and that was fun. There's people that showed up to there. We got introduced some really interesting questions. And that was pretty much about it. We left at about 5. Everyone was kind of the place closed at 10. Most of our competitions were going. The exhibitioners kind of left at like 6, which we didn't really need anything, which I already had gotten what I wanted. So yeah, we were pretty much beat by like 5, and we were hungry because like I was not paying their food prices there. For like a bag of chips, they wanted like $1.67 when I can get it at the grocery store for like 50 cents. So yeah, it was just food. Like most conventions, were outrageously priced. So anyway, I guess you're probably wondering, because I did go there with a little bit of money. I did pick up a couple of things. It was very interesting. First thing I kind of got was this Gex Con. I know it was really hard to see because of the lighting. It's just a yellow wristband. Just says Gex Con on it. They're supposed to, like, different colors supposed to represent different like esports or something. Yellow meant league, because John and I do league a couple times. There's I got a Rockruff bookmark, which is currently being used at the moment, and I really don't want to take it out because of the fact that, excuse me, I will currently lose my spot in my place in my book because I have a really bad memory of that. But it's really good. I'm kind of mad because I had all the guys' cards for you to go visit, and I lost all of them. It made me so ticked. There was a person there. We went to the Atlantic Comics in Norfolk, Virginia. I found some really old school, like 2nd edition D&D books. But of course, I didn't have enough money to buy them. They had like a wall of pops. They had a couple of Nendoroids that if I had the extra cash, I probably would have picked up, because they had a Genos Nendoroid, and I was like, I need that. Like, I needed that. They had had some Sailor Moon figures. They had a certain magical high school, the irregular magical high school's like main female protagonist there, and that's like 50% off. And I was like, why the fuck didn't I buy that? So it is good to know. And they're close by for us. They're in Norfolk, so the guys, of course, didn't have their card there. Like I said, which really made me mad. So I was there. There's a couple of artists, a couple of indie games. They were kind of all right. I got a lantern just to hold my keys around, because I've been needing a new lantern. It was just a like classic, D&D kind of thing. Walking around, they had a couple of like artists, and I stopped buying art prints because I've been burned too many times. But what they did have, and I was very happy that I found this up because I love this kind of stuff. They had people selling pixel art. Of course, I picked up a pixel art Vulpix. I'm going to tell you a story about this. So mad. So, they had this one, and they also had the Alolan form. And they had it when I originally got there, but I wanted to go look out around the rest of the place. I came back about 2 hours later. Somebody had picked up the Alolan form of this. It made me so mad because I like the Alolan form more than I like the regular form. So I picked this up, and then I just thought, what the hell? While I'm at it, I might as well pick up Zapdos and Moltres. Kind of mad because they didn't have Articuno. So I was like, why would you not have Articuno? Like, give it the 2 birds. Why wouldn't you have Articuno? So, once again, they didn't have a card, so I can't really show you their card. And I would have liked to have had a card, because if they can make Articuno, it'd be really nice to know. And then last off, because like I said, there used to be an esports place. Probably my favorite item I actually got here was we went to, and there was a person selling pretty much a whole 3 tables full of League stuff, like figures and plushies and like miniature figures, like full scale model figures. And they were also selling League of Legends weapons. And I happened to pick up Caitlyn's gun. Now, I love this. For the price that I paid for it, it's probably my favorite item. It came with a $2 stand, which is pretty much a piece of fucking shit. So, but just the finely details on here are very interesting. You know, like I love the details on this stuff. I do notice a couple things, like some of the barrels kind of bent in a bit, and some of the paint just kind of chipping. But this was just so great for the price I freaking got it for. It was like this was a really cool find, you know, and I'm like super happy I got this. I just don't know where I'm gonna put it at. So anyway, yeah, that was Gex Con. That was my experience. It was fun. It was fun. It was worth the day trip up there. It's not worth the 2 days, in my opinion. Panel went okay. You know, saw some really cool cosplay. But yeah, I'm thinking about trying to go to more panels. Like, I know I want to try to go to Katsu or MagFest. Don't know if I want to make it to Otakon. But yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much my haul for Gex Con. So anyway, as always, I'm SoulRiderX and geek out.